Today we're adding over 100 fish to my 2,000-gallon aquarium. You guys might remember that it was 3 weeks ago where I unboxed 142 Congo tetras, but what you don't know is I technically got them 3 weeks prior, which means it's been a total of 6 weeks, meaning they've been in quarantine long enough, they've been doing absolutely phenomenal, and it's time to add them to the 2,000-gallon aquarium. You'll remember there was 142. And if I kept saying that, I'd be lying because now there's only 141. That's right, I did lose one during quarantine. No idea why. Could have been weak, could have been some sort of issue. I would suggest maybe it was just the weakest of the pack, wasn't getting as much food. So we have 141, no signs of parasites, no signs of any distress in any one of them. The downside is they are relatively small, but once in the 2,000, the land of plenty, they're going to have more rooms to stretch their fins and have access to far more food as well. Now, before we add them directly to the 2,000-gallon aquarium, we're going to have to do a couple of things first. First and foremost, a generalized update on how the aquarium is doing. In one of the past updates on the 2,000-gallon aquarium, we added in a bunch of Acara. You guys know that we have the electric blue Acara, but then we also added in some classic blue Acara, also known as the True Blues, and then added in some yellow Acara as well, all of which are doing absolutely wonderful. It seems to me, though, that when the blue Acara and the yellow Acara were in the quarantine, the blues were breeding nonstop. But now I'm starting to see breeding activity with the yellows, which is what I'm hoping for, because out of all of the Acara, the yellows have quickly become my favorite. As expected, the Acaras have formed gangs. The blues stick to one side of the tank and the yellows stick to the other. Neither one willing to cross the railroad tracks. The geophagus all stick together. We did have some egg laying in the tank recently, but it didn't come to fruition. The sunshine pleco's doing amazing, and so are the severums. But the biggest change in this tank has not only been the plants, which no matter what I do, the geophagus savannae are not allowing the plants to survive. They rip them apart, they tip the wood over, they cover it in sand. So I'm going to stop struggling with the idea of this might not be a planted aquarium, and I might just add in a little bit more wood, maybe make the lighting in the aquarium a little bit more dramatic, and just truly focus on creating a really cool display of awesome fish. The Ultim Angels have put on, every time I come outside, it seems as though they're bigger and bigger and bigger every time. If you look at your hand, you might not be able to tell in the aquarium, but these guys are absolutely enormous. All of them are at least 8 inches tall. But we are looking through 1.6 inch thick acrylic into depths up to 7 feet away, so it's really hard to gauge size. The severums breeding nonstop. Right here alone, we have another pair that has a tremendous amount of fry that are free swimming, or at least wigglers attached to the wood, and on the backside we have another pair doing the same thing. The only people in this tank that get along and or don't cause any issues and are relatively boring are the tetras. We have some red tetras and we have some red-eyed tetras. These were from the Piranha Aquarium originally, and they kind of just do their own thing and everybody ignores them. In the future video, we're going to talk about water temperatures, feeding, maintenance, and everything else, that how this aquarium works and ticks and how we're getting it to be so successful. But in today's video, the focus is, of course, on adding all of these Congo tetras. In time, these guys will be absolutely gorgeous. Now, when I add these guys, they're not going to be that impressive. For the most part, they're just like darn near translucent little tetras that if you look at them to the untrained eye, you wouldn't be able to tell that they were Congos. But in 6 months, 8 months, these guys will be full grown and just be absolutely gorgeous. This is one of the larger tetras. They do hail from Africa, however, but the males are just absolutely beautiful with long trailing fins. The females not so pretty, but of course the males display a tremendous amount of coloration as well. I can't just simply add these fish to the tank first, because to the geophagus, they could be bite-sized, so one of the things that we're going to have to do is curb their appetite, and that's something that I like to do before I add new fish to an aquarium, is feed the main aquarium first. It's a bit of a distraction for them. I don't know if they'll eat. They're acting a little weird right now. So these guys, this isn't Bug Pro exclusively. There's some Bug Pro in it, but there's various size pellets in it as well. And I just take little handfuls and kind of like toss it. I throw it. It's almost like I have a koi pond. When the lids are on though, I come over here and I drop some food over here because there's a large pump, and watch what happens under here. It just blows it all the way over throughout the rest of the tank. Because if I just drop it in certain areas, a lot of the times the food just flows to a certain area, making it a little more difficult for other fish to obtain it or get some. As they eat and are distracted, this is the perfect time to add all 141 Congo tetras. I really hope these guys will do well in here. Water temperatures are the same. Fish are all distracted at the bottom right now, picking off the food. There's even some clown loaches in there I forgot to talk about, but gourami. Every fish that was added in here is still in here, so we'll see what happens. I hope they do well. They are torpedo shaped right now, which a lot of bigger mouthed fish like geophagus, maybe even some of the sevrums can eat. But we're about to find out. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's way more than 142. Is it just me, or does it look like way more fish are in there now? So we only had 142. Some people said add 500. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Eric says I was saying add 2,000. No way. 140 Congo tetras in here just made the population of this aquarium absolutely explode. I was not expecting it to be as visually satisfying as it is. However, I am, for example, over here seeing the Congos circle the wooden structure, these tree roots and branches, which is absolutely amazing. As things settle down and calm down, these guys will group up, they'll find each other. They are true schooling fish. Look, a Congo was just eating something. They're already, see that little tiny one? I don't know if you can zoom in far enough, but see he's eating a little pellet? But you'll also notice that all the other fish don't care because they're eating. And by the time they notice, it's going to be too late. They're already full. These guys are not a threat. This should work out. Let's come back in another week and see just how well this tank is doing. 2 days later, and I must say, what I expected to happen in here did not happen. In fact, nobody guessed. Everybody thought that geophagus would make a light snack out of all of these Congos. They kind of all group up depending on the time of day. They will swim. It's really beautiful to just simply watch. I definitely got to set up a live camera on here, but they're all doing fine. Everybody's doing absolutely phenomenal. With that said though, if we look over here, and if we can see past the algae, we can see, well, maybe a pair of sevrums with free swimming fry. They've bred in the tank. We'll come around this side so we can get a better look, and it's a massive swarm over there. I don't know if we're going to be able to really get a good look, but breeding is continuous. If we can see one of the geophagus, I'll see which one it is. One of these girls got a mouthful of fry as well. Is it you? No, that's a boy. Not you. She'll have less trailers on the back of her fins, and her chin will be black. You can see which one it is, and that indicates the female has a mouthful, it's her, of fry. So we'll see what happens when she splits them out, and then the pair back here of sevrums, if we can see them, also have a nice big brood of fry. It's weird too that these guys over here, look, they just moved them. Remember just a second ago, they were right over here? They just moved over here with all their babies. Again, I gotta clean the glass so you can actually see into the tank. But I typically don't touch it once I've added new fish. I don't like to stress anybody out. But yeah, they've got their little swarm baby fry in there. Who knows what will happen long term? I've been leaving everybody alone. But the Congos are doing just fine. The one thing that happened, it wasn't the geophagus that went after them at all. It wasn't the gourami. It was not the sunshine pleco. It certainly wasn't these acara. We have yellows, blues, and electric blues. And it certainly wasn't the sevrums. They'll chase everybody away from their fry. It was the Altum angels, whose mouths are not anywhere as close to being able to fit a Congo tetra in there. But they were chasing them around and trying to pin them up against the glass. Look, one's going after one right now. They just kind of keep the Congo tetras in a little group, which these guys are true schoolers anyways. Let's give these guys some, what I typically feed the Congos anyways. So here's what I'll do. I'll take a nice good scoop of some cichlid flake. I'll crush it up. Something like that. And then there's a pump over here. Right? See how it blows stuff that way? So I will stick my hand underwater. Just like so. Everybody else typically, look at the snowstorm it creates. Keep in mind, it's actually not that much. It's just ensuring everybody gets something. After this, they're all still pretty hungry. So I'll go ahead and I'll feed some pellets and whatnot. But we've got to do a big feeding video. So the Congos, it's just crazy when I first added them. But they've all found each other now. I find like a lot of this tank has to do with lighting, where the fish are going to go and whatnot. And I'm getting to the point where I don't know if I'm going to plant this tank or continue chasing the idea of it being planted. I think that I'm going to just do hardscape. Ooh, hey, pretty. I just might do a hardscape and focus on displaying the fish to the best of my ability with really dramatic and cool lighting. However, you might say, oh, well, Joey, you just set this up. Well, technically, a lot of things are filmed way in advance, upwards of 2 months. So months go by at times, or at least several weeks before you see it, just during the holiday season, because, well, I wanted to stay ahead of time, ahead of pace, so I could spend time with my family and not be bogged down with, you know, the stress of making sure I get these videos out for you guys. So a lot of the times, this year anyways, I just filmed largely in advance. Which kind of sucks because I missed out on so many opportunities to reply to your comments and things, but I'm like, oh, I'm way past that now. Look at you, beauty. Oh. So yeah, and maybe, look, the Congos are everywhere now. It's going to be an absolute showstopper. However, I got to really focus on the lighting and probably the scape a little bit better. The Altums are just getting absolutely enormous. It doesn't look like it, but like these guys are huge. This guy's like 8 inches, 10 inches, the Sunshine. And so is, well, he's about 10 inches long, about 5 inches tall. That's a massive sevrum. So you can see when it goes near the Altums, they're all 5 to 10 inches, not even 5, they're way over 5 inches tall. Probably 7, 8 inches, like these guys are big. But yeah, super fun tank to watch, super awesome aquarium to truly just enjoy. But I do have to tell you one last thing before I let you guys go. The year has come to an end. It is December 31st. This is being filmed, this part is being filmed in real time. And by the way, I should mention happy holidays, Merry Christmas and everything else. Happy New Year, of course. This is one of the things I wanted to say in past videos, but I was like, damn it, I filmed those weeks ago. The fact of the matter is simple. Yes, I know we need a haircut. And that might be a dead giveaway. Some of my recent videos, bald head, and then all of a sudden I've got a full head of hair. Well, it's not a full head, but anyways. January 11th of 2025. Ooh, that sounds weird. Didn't 2024 go fast? So January 11th, just 11 days away, I'm going to be in Tampa, Florida at the Pasco County Aquarium Club, giving my first and likely only talk of 2025. My New Year's plans are just getting a little out of control and are going to absolutely and completely dominate all of my time. So I'm agreeing to this for a couple of reasons, for a number of reasons actually, but a big one is this is Lucas Brett's territory. You know, the guy who punched me in the face. He will be there and I will be there. Don't worry, we're friends. I'm going down there, give this talk. I'm going to be filming with Lucas. We'll be going live. We'll be doing a tremendous amount of fun things. So if you want to attend, maybe check out whatever I dropped here, or there's a link to the Facebook group that you can like get updates on and stuff. And or I'm so ahead in videos that, and I don't know how far Lucas is, so I'm going to drop a link to his channel in the description below if you want to subscribe, because he might be uploading before I do, little collabs that we do and whatnot. But I look forward to seeing you guys all there, and I hope you guys turn out en masse, because I think supporting local aquarium clubs, the lifeblood of our aquarium hobby, is incredibly important. That is where I started. This whole YouTube thing was by accident. I was just creating videos to share with my club. And discovered the audience here on the internet. With that said, just in case Lucas doesn't like me anymore, can you come and protect me? I've lost 20 pounds and he's a big boy. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys in the next video. Happy New Year. Enjoy your time. And I'll see you next year.